Okay, so you're hearing all this buzz about Hulu's Paradise and wondering if it's worth your time.
Yeah, tons of early reviews out already.
And we've been digging into some, actually,
Nice.
from Screen Rant,
Oh, cool.
just to kind of see what's working, what's not, and ultimately, help you decide if you should add this one to the watch list.
Love it. Sounds like it's a good one.
So Paradise, right off the bat, it throws you into this world that's a total blend of, like, murder mystery,
Okay.
political thriller,
Uh-huh.
and then it throws in a dystopian sci-fi setting on top of it.
Wow, okay.
And it all goes down in this underground city that was built after some huge catastrophic event.
Sounds intense.
Pretty gripping premise, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it really taps into those, like, deep anxieties we all have, right? About the future. Like, what if everything goes sideways? What happens to civilization?
Absolutely.
And, like, how would we even deal with that? The choices,
Right.
It sounds like Paradise is going there.
Definitely not shying away from any of those big questions.
Yeah.
And the show features Sterling K. Brown as Secret Service agent Xavier Collins.
Okay.
And he is investigating the murder of the president,
Oh, wow.
who was played by James Marsden.
Oh, interesting.
So Sterling K. Brown.
Incredible actor.
Incredible actor. And Screen Rant is raving about his performance in this. They say it's nuanced, it's captivating.
Yeah, I mean, you need that, right, to sell that kind of world.
Yeah.
You need actors who feel real, who are dealing with these huge choices.
Totally.
I feel like Brown is so good at that, like that strength, but also vulnerability. Perfect for a world where trust is so, like, fragile.
And the way they're telling the story, it's really cool.
Okay.
So they're jumping back and forth between the present-day investigation and all these flashbacks
Okay.
that reveal Xavier's past, his relationship with the president.
Interesting.
We learn about other characters who are dealing with some pretty heavy stuff and even get glimpses of Xavier's father, who is played by the amazing Glynn Turman,
Oh, wow.
who's struggling with Parkinson's disease.
Okay.
So they're weaving all these threads together.
Flashbacks, though, they can be tricky, right? Like, when they're done well, they can be so effective.
Yeah.
You slowly reveal information, you add suspense, you give the story, like, real depth.
Totally.
But they can also really backfire if you don't find that balance.
And that's exactly what Screen Rant points out.
Oh, really?
They're loving the flashbacks, saying they're, like, packed with emotional weight. And they give us these, like, glimpses into this event. Right?
Yeah.
That forced everybody underground.
Right.
As, like, peeling back these layers of history and trauma.
Yeah.
But they are warning that these flashbacks might actually be too good.
What? Like, too interesting.
Yeah. They're so compelling that they might actually overshadow the present-day plot.
I can see that. Like, you build up this incredible world, but then you kind of sideline it for something that already happened.
Exactly.
I don't know.
It's a tricky balance for sure.
Yeah.
And Screen Rant, they point out another challenge with this whole flashback structure.
Yeah, okay.
Because James Marsden's character, the president, he's dead in the present day.
Right.
So he only shows up in the flashbacks.
It makes sense.
And same thing for Xavier's father.
Oh, wow.
We're talking about two incredible actors who are basically absent from the main storyline.
Yeah, so it's almost like you set up this big chessboard with all these powerful pieces, but then you take away some key players, halfway through the game.
Right.
The show's got to work double time to make the other characters and their conflicts just as interesting.
Yeah, that's a tough one to pull off.
Sure.
So can Paradise actually recover from this flashback overload?
Good question.
Can they deliver a present-day storyline that's as captivating as those flashbacks?
Right.
Screen Rant offers up some suggestions, some ways they think the show could improve.
Okay, I'm curious. What do they say?
So first off, they say the show really needs to, like, flesh out the other characters who are there in the present day.
Yeah, totally.
Give us reasons to actually care about them.
Right.
Not just because of their connection to this murder mystery.
Right, exactly. Like, you got to make them stand on their own right, independent of who they're related to.
Yeah.
Give us someone to root for in the present, someone dealing with all this stuff in this crazy new world.
Totally. And Screen Rant also suggests they should dive deeper into the whole dystopian setting.
Ah, interesting.
They say there's so much potential to explore.
Yeah.
The rules of this underground society,
Yeah.
the sacrifices people had to make to survive, the impact it's all had on their lives.
See, that's what I think would be so cool, right? Like, tapping into that primal fear and fascination we have with societal collapse.
Yeah.
It's not just about solving this crime.
Right.
It's like, what does it even mean to be human when everything falls apart?
Totally.
What are the new rules? What compromises do people have to make? So many questions to explore.
Absolutely. And then finally, Screen Rant says they need storylines that aren't totally focused on the president's death.
Okay.
They point to some potential subplots like Xavier's relationships with his kids, his colleagues, even a possible romantic interest.
Right. Give the show room to breathe, develop more organically, create space for like unexpected connections, things that resonate.
Totally.
And plus, it just keeps things from getting predictable.
Yeah, definitely. So it sounds like Screen Rant, they think Paradise has potential, but it really needs to find its footing in the present if it wants to be truly successful.
That's fair. I mean, it's got a lot going for it.
Yeah.
Strong premise, a great cast. Those flashbacks, like we said, they're powerful. But it needs to build a present that's as compelling as that past it keeps revisiting.
Right.
Give us a reason to care about what happens next, not just what happened before.
Exactly. So what do you think? Based on everything we've talked about, does Paradise sound like something you'd watch?
I have to say, I'm intrigued. I mean, Sterling K. Brown is amazing.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of exploring this world through those flashbacks. They sound so emotionally charged. But yeah, I wonder if they'll be able to stick the landing with that present-day story.
Right. It's a gamble for sure.
Yeah, big time.
And it's important to remember, we've only seen those first few episodes.
That's true.
Plenty of time for Paradise to change, surprise us.
Yeah.
Maybe even go in a totally different direction.
Absolutely. And I mean, sometimes those unexpected turns are what make a show really memorable, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, even with some hesitation, I'm kind of leaning toward giving it a shot.
Yeah, it really makes you think.
Yeah.
About the choices we make and the world we're building.
It does. It sounds like Paradise has the potential to be like both entertaining and thought-provoking, right? It's not just about thrills. It's about like commentary on who we are and what we're facing.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into Hulu's Paradise.
Nice.
Explored the good, the bad, maybe even the ugly, all based on those early Screen Rant reviews.
Right.
So hopefully you've got a little bit better sense of what to expect and whether this is something you want to add to your list or not.
Yeah, and remember, these are just like first impressions. Paradise could change so much.
Oh, yeah.
Over time. It could become the next big thing or it could totally fizzle out.
Right.
It's really up to you to decide if it's worth checking out.
Exactly. And we'd love to hear your thoughts. If you do, let us know what you think about the premise, the performances, the flashbacks, especially how that present-day story plays out.
Yeah, let us know.
Happy watching.
Happy watching.
And happy pondering, right?
Yeah.
Because who knows, maybe someday we'll be facing our own version of Paradise.